I've been having several dreams and visions lately. What I saw is cities, and this was in a dream. I saw cities that were full of fruit-bearing trees. These cities were so full of life that it's indescribable. There was an atmosphere of so much light in this city. Because of the countless fruit trees and berry bushes everywhere. The whole city was buzzing with butterflies, with beautiful birds, with squirrels. There was an atmosphere of abundant joy, life and beauty. And it was simply by replacing your regular trees by fruit-bearing trees that attract life, that bring life, that bring joy, because the people in the cities, they were just eating from those fruit-bearing trees. It's as simple as that. I saw hospitals that are not these dead concrete buildings. The hospitals that I saw were several pavilions in a vast park, a beautiful environment where people could go for a walk in such a beauty of nature that it was healing for their mind and their body. There was such an atmosphere of wealth, of knowledge. No longer, listen carefully, no longer were the thousands of solutions for human health being suppressed. For thousands of years, all of mankind, all around the world, has been discovering solutions for human health. Every single one of them is being denied by the medical industry. Every single one of them. It's all based on petrochemical, toxic, potentially lethal drugs that have an incredible list of very devastating side effects. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But the hospitals that I saw were places where people went in. They received prayer. They received emotional counseling to heal their trauma, which is in many cases the underlying root for all kinds of physical disease. They received a tailored diet specifically for their needs. These hospitals that I saw, they were visually stunning. They were paradise. People longed to go there. They wanted to go there. They were like, wow, I get to go to the hospital. It wasn't even called hospital. It was called healing centers. And it was so beautiful. There was joy, life, beauty, happiness everywhere. And the greatest thing of all was that they were 100% financed. Listen. 100% financed by the local community. They were not private for-profit corporations or businesses. It was a community event. The whole community carried the sick and the hurting and the elderly so that everybody was thriving, everybody was healthy, everybody was happy. You had an entirely different spirit in society. People will say, oh, that sounds like heaven. Yes, it sounds like heaven, but it is heaven manifested here on earth. Now we have hell manifested on earth. The cities today could not be more horrible, more deathly, more depressing, more sickening, more perverting. You enter the city, you see insane people everywhere. The streets are full with people who lost their mind because the cities are so horrible. The cities that I saw in my spirit, and this is shown to me for a reason. This is not fantasy or illusion. I'm seeing the future, what will happen. These cities the architecture was so beautiful. It was forbidden to create houses that were ugly, or that did not blend in harmonically as an artwork in the neighborhood. I saw that the governments were organizing contests for the most beautiful city in the land. And they were giving out massive grants of millions of dollars, even billions of dollars, for cities to compete with one another. Which one is the most beautiful? Which one is the most healing? Which one is the most pleasant? And I saw architecture that was so inspiring. When you walked in these cities, you didn't feel depressed, you felt uplifted, you felt inspired, you were in awe, you felt joy because all the creativity that's inside of humanity came forth. It wasn't like you have these developers who are so greedy that they create the ugliest, cheapest buildings possible so that, you know, those neighborhoods are just horrible. It's like being in prison, only you have a key to get out, but it's just as ugly. No, I saw that there was a different mentality in society. A mentality to create cities where people could just go extravaganza with their creative gifting to build homes and streets that, you know, there was an incredible amount of green in all the cities. And everything was, as I said before, it was fruit bearing. And I saw that there was this huge, beautiful, meandering trail that wandered throughout the whole city. And everybody who wanted could go out of his home and take a walk on that trail, which was so beautiful, with canals and bridges and the most beautiful trees that they found everywhere in the world to create this bonanza of natural beauty. I saw meadows inside of the cities. Now you have a city, a dead concrete jungle of horrific, you know, perversion, sin, violence and corruption. And then you have the country. I saw cities that were vastly spread out and they were part of the country. And so people who came out of their homes, they opened their eyes to beautiful rolling hills. And they were not in the country, they were in the city, but it was still so beautiful. It's just a matter of planning a little more creative and intelligent. Everything was being done to make life in a city as pleasant, as beautiful, as inspiring, as healthy as possible. This is something that can be implemented just like that. No problem whatsoever. All you need is a changing of the guard. The wicked, the evil ones have to be removed from the positions of power, have to be replaced by good people with a good heart. And then all this will be possible.